Hey friends, what's up? My name is Ray. Thank you for tuning into this video. Today's class is going to be a nice beginner flow. I'm going to keep it at around 30 minutes. We're going to be moving around our mat through some nice foundational yoga poses just to give you a feeling of what it's like to move in your body during asana movement, during asana practice or yoga practice, and to get used to kind of moving through different postures and feeling good and open in your body. All you need is a mat. If you have a block, it would be great to have one. If you're a beginner, we're gonna be doing some poses where you can use a block simply to elevate the floor and be able to kind of fold in a more comfortable way. I'm gonna also post a video that you can use to complement this yoga practice, and it's simply gonna be a 5 or 10 minute calisthenic workout. So a lot of people seem to think that yoga doesn't give the strength benefit that they're maybe used to in other different exercises, which I disagree with, but I kind of understand the need for complementary exercises, especially when it comes to maybe pulling, because yoga doesn't have a lot of pulling. But if you feel like you want more and you want to kind of work more on your strength, I have a video that I'll complement with this one, simply doing some push-ups and some squats to kind of give you that little extra boost of strength training. So let's get started immediately. All you need again is your mat, your breath, focusing on the breath, always breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. That is arguably the most important part of yoga movement, of yoga asana. So remember to focus on your breathing, focusing on breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you catch yourself breathing through the mouth, don't worry about it. Simply realize and then go back to breathing through the nose. All right, so let's get started at the back of our mat in a cross-legged position. All right, so let's come into a seated position. You can either simply cross the legs or have one leg above the other in a half lotus, or if you can, come into a full lotus. And let's get grounded immediately. So place the hands anywhere on your knees or in the lap. Lengthen that spine, straighten the spine up towards the sky. Close the eyes. And simply come to your body and breath immediately. Starting to deepen your breath, deepen those inhales and deepen the exhales. Feel your body on the mat. Feel any sensations in the body. Allow sounds simply to penetrate your awareness. Opening up your perception, your awareness. Feeling into it. Maybe setting a quick intention for your practice, something you're working on, why you came here to the mat. Could be literally anything you want it to be. Focusing on keeping that intention in mind throughout our movement practice. And with that intention in mind, let's blink the eyes open. Let's take a little side stretch to the right. So bring that right palm of the hand to the side of you. Inhale, lift that left arm up above the head. And we simply take a stretch to the right side. So opening up that left side body. Opening up the rib cage. Making sure to keep that chest from collapsing. Keeping that chest facing forward. Exhale, come back to center. Now let's place the left palm of the hand towards your left. Inhale, swing that right arm up and over. We'll take a nice side stretch. on the right side, so feeling the opening in the ribs, your side body. Remember, don't collapse that chest. You want to always keep it nice and aligned. Exhale, we come back to center. Good. Take a breath here. Now place that left hand on your right knee. We're going to take a twist, so bring the right hand behind you. Take a deep inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. You always want to use that as a rule of thumb. Inhaling, lengthening, and then exhaling, twisting or folding forward, creating more space. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do the other side. So place your right hand on the left knee. Bring that left hand behind you. Take a deep inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, we twist to the left. Hanging out for 3 breaths in most of the poses today. Maybe you want to count your own breath. Inhale, come back to center. Let's meet at the front of the mat in a squat pose. So come onto your knees. Step the feet down and then hang out in a squat. Maybe your heels are down, great. Maybe they're up, that's okay too. You want to get used to sitting down in a squat pose, very good foundational pose in yoga. The more you practice, the easier this pose becomes, the more flexible your ankles become, and your heels will be able to reach down on the mat. Take a deep inhale. On your next exhale, let's extend or straighten the legs. Bring those hands down anywhere on the mat, maybe on your shins, maybe on your thighs, maybe on blocks. Whatever works for your body. We fold forward. Maybe bend one knee and then the other, easing your way into this forward fold. Focusing on that breath. Stopping that movement in the knees. Keeping a static posture here. On your next inhale, let's lift up halfway, straighten that spine. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, bend those knees and slowly roll up the spine. Rolling up, then finally bringing those hands up and over the head. Exhale, bring the hands down to the chest in a prayer pose. We're going to do a sun salutation now. So inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, let's fold forward from the hips. Moving slowly here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step those feet back. You can bring the knees down. We're going to lower to a chaturanga or a low push-up. So hug those elbows into the ribs. On your inhale, we extend the arms, reach the chest towards the front of the room, upward facing dog. Exhale, bring the hips up and back, downward dog. Good. That's a sun salutation. Inhale, walk the feet forward between the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, we're halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bend those knees, roll up the spine. Hands up and over the head. Exhale, bring the hands to chest. So now we completed the sun salutation. Let's do one more. Inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Lower down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step those feet back. You can bring the knees down. We're lowering the chest, hovering above the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale. upward dog. Engage those glutes slightly. Exhale, hips up and back for a downward dog. Inhale, come high onto the toes. Let's walk the feet forward, exhaling into our forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend those knees, roll up the spine. Swing those arms up. Exhale, hands to chest in prayer. Good. Inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, we're going to step that left foot to the back of the mat. Keep those toes inward so they're more in than the heels. About a 45-degree angle in your left foot. On your inhale, we're going to rise up to a warrior two pose. So make sure your knee is sort of around a 90-degree angle. You want to kind of think of your knee being at a nice 90-degree angle. If you gaze down, you want to see your big toe, maybe the first two toes. You want both arms nice and extended away from you, so the right arm straight out in front of you and the left arm back. Gazing over that right middle finger. Shoulders rolled away from the neck. Maybe a slight engagement in the left glute, pressing into the left foot, the outer edge of the left foot. And then breathe here. Nice, firm and steady and comfortable. On your next inhale, let's bring that left hand anywhere on the left leg. Bring that right arm up and over towards the back of the room for a nice warrior, reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back to a warrior two. Let's do another one. Inhale, bring that right arm up and behind, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Now we're going to move into a high side lunge, just to kind of get used to this movement. So straighten that right leg, point those left toes slightly outward, and simply sit down into your left thigh. Not all the way, we're doing this high variation. Take a breath here. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Let's come back into a warrior two. So bring those left toes in, heel out, back to warrior two. Good. One breath here. Inhale, straighten that right leg. We're coming back into this high side lunge. Sit into that left thigh, hands to chest in prayer. Maybe that right heel lifts up or the sole of the foot lifts up. Inhale, coming back into warrior two. Point those toes in. Seated or sitting down back into this warrior two. Good. Now let's heel toe the left foot. So shorten that stance slightly. We're going to simply step into a tree pose. So bring that left foot forward. You can kind of bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of your right calf or the ankle, or if you have the balance, you can bring it to the inside of your right thigh for a tree pose. Hands in front of you, in front of the chest in prayer, simply staring at one point, either out in front of you or on the floor. Rolling those shoulders away from the neck, hanging out in this nice tree pose. Try and reach your left knee towards the back of your mat, simply opening up that left hip. Good. On your next inhale, let's bring the left knee up towards the chest. You can point the toes down towards the mat. So we're standing in this nice one-legged balance, keeping that left knee nice and elevated up towards the chest. Good, take a deep breath here. Exhale, let's bring that left foot about a couple of feet behind your right. Toes are pointing inward. You can use a block here if you need to. We're coming into a pyramid pose. So face those hips, square them towards the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale. And then on your exhale, we fold forward over that right thigh. Bring the hands down to the mat if you can, or on blocks, elevating the floor. Maybe keep a micro bend in that right knee. Look down to the heels. You want to sort of have a nice line reaching from your right heel down to your left. Keeping those hips square to the front of your mat. Holding this pose for just 3 breaths. On your next inhale, let's take a twist. So raise that right arm up and over you. Pointing those fingers up towards the sky for a revolved triangle. Keeping your fingers or hand on a block or down on the mat. Breathing here. On your next inhale, let's extend the right arm up and over the head, so kind of opening up those lats, and then bring it down to the mat. We're going to come into a forward fold, or a wide-legged forward fold. So bring those toes more in than the heels. Arrange your feet here, whatever your range is here. Work with it. Bring your legs or feet however wide you want. Hands can be down on the mat or on a block. Take a deep inhale, straighten that spine. Exhale, we fold. So Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Use blocks here if you need to. Keeping those toes more inward than the heels. Good. Now we're going to bring our hands to our hips. And slowly, we're going to rise up. Now bring those heels in, the toes out. We're simply going to sit into a goddess pose. Sorry, my back is facing you. We're going to try and come down, form 90-degree angles with our knees. Bring the hands to the chest in prayer. Keep that tailbone tucked. So you don't want your tailbone sticking out. You want to tuck it slightly in. Think of forming a nice line from the top of the head through the spine down to your tailbone, your pelvis. Holding this nice goddess pose. Horse stance, a very good pose. Practice your mental toughness. Practice holding these difficult, awkward poses. Good. Inhale, let's straighten the legs. Now point those right toes in, the left toes out. We're coming into a warrior 2 on the left side. So bend into that left leg. Bring the hands away from you, the arms extended. Breathing into this nice warrior 2. Staring over that left middle finger. Engaging that right glute. Glancing down, maybe looking at that left toe, that left big toe. Inhale, bring that right arm anywhere on your right leg. Left arm is over, hand reaching now towards the front. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come back to a warrior 2. Take a breath here. Inhale back to a reverse warrior. Inhale back to warrior 2. Now straighten that left leg. Point those right toes out. We're going to sit slightly down into a high lunge variation. So kind of really feeling what it's like to put a lot of weight into that right thigh. Inhale, point those toes inward. Sit back down into a warrior 2, or sink back down into warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Point those right toes outward. Come into this high lunge variation. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Sink back down into warrior 2. Good. Now, we're going to bring that right foot a little bit inward, so shorten that stance. We're going to step the right leg forward. Your foot can come anywhere on the inside of the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. So I'll put it on my thigh, bring the hands to the chest in prayer, stare at one point down on the floor or out in front of you, whatever you're comfortable with. Pressing into the left foot to keep your balance, reaching that right knee to the back of the room. Inhale, bring that right knee up towards the chest. You can point the toes downward, holding this delicate balance. On our exhale, bring that right foot back, 2-3 feet, toes pointed in, coming into a pyramid on the left side. So, take a deep breath in, lengthen that spine, square those hips towards the back of your mat now. It's the back of our mat. And then we exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down to the mat or on a block or on 2 blocks. Breathing here. Breathe, lengthen, or inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. On our next inhale, we're going to sort of twist. So we're going to bring that left arm up towards the ceiling. Point those fingers. Keep the right hand down on the mat, the fingers on the mat or on a block. This nice twist, revolve triangle. Maybe gaze up at your hand if possible. Just work more on your balance. Inhale, bring that left arm up and over the head. Feel the stretch in your lat. And then bring the hand down, coming back into a wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita, so toes are in, heels are out. Arrange your feet. Arrange that distance between feet, whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe sink a little bit lower than you did on the first time. So try and reach those elbows down towards the mat. You can even bring the palms of the hands down on the mat behind you. So you're sort of like pulling yourself deeper in this Prasarita, in this wide-legged forward fold. Good. Inhale, let's lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Now place the hands on your hips. We inhale slowly. We make our way back up. Good. Point those right toes forward. Step that left foot to meet the right. Come into a standing pose at the front of our mat. Good. Now inhale, swing those arms up, palms facing each other. We sit down into a chair pose, sort of like an air squat, thinking of getting your thighs almost parallel to the mat, sitting down into the glutes, really working the thighs here. We'll take one more deep breath. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. We're going to take a vinyasa now. So step that left foot back and then the right, or step the feet back however you wish. We lower down into chaturanga. Knees can be down. Straighten those arms. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Good. Now we're in nice downward dog. Let's hang out in this pose, this foundational yoga pose. So press into those hands. Reach the chest towards the thighs. Really opening up the shoulders, broadening those shoulders. Pressing into the fingers. Reaching those hips up towards the sky. Your knees can always be bent here. They don't have to be straight. Over time, your body will open up more and more to this pose. Let's inhale, move forward in a wave into a plank pose slowly. Shoulders above the wrists. High plank. Exhale, bring the hips up and back. We move back into a downward dog. Inhale, wave that spine forward. Coming into a plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, wave that spine forward. High plank. Come high onto the toes, and then exhale, we slowly lower down. Keep those elbows hugging the ribs. Lower all the way down onto the belly. Good. Arrange yourself on your mat if you sort of got lost here or you're kind of a bit too forward. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly we're going to lift up using really the strength of our back, of our lower back. Keep the tops of the feet on the ground. And we're going to simply lift our chest on our inhale for a locust. So basically, the top of our legs, our belly is on the mat, our chest is lifted. Exhale, lower. Good. So a couple more. Inhale, lift that chest. Feel the back body work. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, lower. Good. Let's do 3 more. This time we'll lift our feet up. So basically we're going to be on our hips and on our lower belly for a full locust, kind of lifting everything up off the mat, working that back body. So on your next inhale, lift the chest, lift the thighs, lift the feet, engage the glutes, engage the back body, the lower back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Good. Good. Press into the mat, extend those hands. Bring the hips back to a seat on your heels. Allow the knees to be pretty wide, about as wide as your mat. So you can simply sink your chest down between the knees. Bring the hands out in front of you. Maybe rest that forehead down on the mat for a child's pose. Good. Inhale, lift those hips up. We're going to simply come to a seat, so move on to any side. Bring those feet out in front of you. We're going to lower down in this supine position, slowly lowering. Bring that right foot on top of the left thigh or the left knee. Reach your right hand through that hole that you created, your left hand on your outer left leg, and then grab either the shin or the back of the thigh. Keep that right foot flexed, and then pull that left knee towards your chest for this supine half pigeon. Feeling the nice stretch in the right glute, a little bit of the right groin. Exhale, bring that left foot down, cross the right leg completely, or keep it like this, however you wish. We're going to come into a twist, so scoot those hips to the right a little bit, and then drop the knees to the left. You can extend that right arm to the side of you, feeling the nice twist in your spine, feeling the right rib cage sort of open up a bit, the lower rib cage. Inhale, bring those legs back to center. Let's do the other side. So uncross that right leg, cross the left foot onto the right thigh. Reach those hands either to the shin or the back of your thigh. Keep that left foot flexed and the right foot flexed. And then pull your right knee into your chest or towards your chest. Exhale, lower that right foot, cross the left leg over the right, or keep the legs as they were. Scoot your hips to the left slightly, then drop those knees to the right. Left arm extended to the side, to the left side. You can bend it 90 degrees at the elbow if you feel more comfortable doing that. Feeling this nice twist. Inhale, come back to center, uncross those legs. Hug your knees into the chest, so bring your knees close to the chest. Wrap those arms around if you can. Rest here for just a breath. And now grab the back of your thighs or the outsides of the feet. Pull those knees down towards the mat, coming through your armpits, the upper rib cage. Pulling those knees down towards the mat, feeling that opening in your groin, the back of your legs for a happy baby. Maybe pull one foot down and then the other. Breathing. Good, let's hug the knees back into the chest. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Let's do two more, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Last one, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale as you extend those legs to the front of your mat. Allow those feet to simply fall open. The hands resting by your side, palms facing the skies. Taking all the space you need for our last pose of the practice, Shavasana. The most important pose after any strong movement, after any asana practice. We always balance it with surrender and stillness. And Shavasana is the pose that we do in order to achieve that. Relaxing every part of your body, shining a little light of awareness throughout the body and purposely bringing peace and relaxation to every part. Laying here in simple awareness for the next 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. Taking all the time you need. Giving yourself permission to be here, allowing yourself to be here. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I hope to see you soon on the mat. Namaste.